Have you ever felt like your whole world is collapsing? Right in the middle of what was supposed to be your awakening. You thought this path would bring you peace, clarity, purpose. But instead, everything feels like it's breaking. You can't feel the guides you have, and nothing makes sense. And quietly you wonder, did I do something wrong? You didn't. What you're walking through, that's not a mistake. It's a sacred passage known as the dark night of the soul. And while it may feel like you're undoing, it may also be the most important spiritual shift in your life. Before I carry on, thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes and the comments. I really do appreciate them. Thank you for those who have bought me a coffee by simply hitting that membership button. It's really fantastic and I do appreciate it. I love you all. I feel you all. Where was I? You thought spiritual awakening would bring you peace, purpose and clarity, didn't you? But instead, it feels like everything is unraveling. Your old world is dissolving and nothing makes sense. And in the quiet, you'll wonder again, did I do something wrong? You didn't. This isn't failure. It's a sacred initiation. The good old dark night of the soul. And maybe, just maybe, you're not broken. You're breaking open. You're not the person you thought you were. You're finally waking up. Not to who others told you to be, but to who you already are. And that ache you feel, that grief over wasted time, it's never wasted, you know. It was preparation. It brought you right here. The old stories, they're falling away. The people who were never meant to stay are quietly exiting. And those who are meant for you, they're waiting. This is not a coincidence. It's not fate. It's attraction. It's alignment. It's what you asked for. And maybe, and just maybe, you even asked for me. If so, my hand is open. You don't have to walk this alone. Today, we're diving into what the dark night of the soul really is. Not the soft-filtered Instagram version, not the poetic captions about glow-ups and spiritual vibes, but the real thing, the raw, the disorienting, the holy unraveling. Because this isn't a detour, this isn't a sign you've messed up or veered off course. This is the path. The part no one posts about. The part where everything you've clung to, every role, every identity, every spiritual performance, they all start to dissolve away. And you're left with the naked truth. There's no map for this, you know. There's only your breath, your body, the trembling quiet, who you've been. The one between who you've been and the one you're becoming. And if you can meet this moment without numbing, without forcing, without rushing, if you can just stay with that ache, the silence, the unknowing, stay with the breath moving through your chest, stay with the crumbling without trying to fix it, and something very sacred is waiting for you. Not as a reward, oh no, but as a remembering. Because this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about peeling away everything that was never you to begin with. And if you're hearing this and wondering if it's meant for you, it is. You don't have to stay silent, you know. You don't have to do this alone either. You are safe to reach out. The connection you're sensing, it's real. There's nothing you have to prove. Just bring your presence. If your heart is nudging you, trust it. I'll meet you there. That dark night of the soul is a spiritual initiation masquerading as collapse. It's not clinical depression, though it may echo it. It's not personal failure, though it can feel like the world is slipping away through your fingers. You know, it's the ego unraveling. It's the moment when all the beliefs, identities, survival patterns that once held you no longer fit. What brought you this far can't take you any further. The scaffolding falls away, you know. And for a time, a sacred hollow time, you're suspended in the void. You know, Neville Goddard spoke of this as the dying to the old man, the dissolving of a former state of consciousness. And like any death, it comes cloaked in grief, in silence, in that aching surrender of control. Your guides, they go quiet, your rituals lose their spark. You can't fake joy, or force alignment, or spiritualize your way out of this ache, because you are unraveling. And that unraveling, that's holy. You're not being punished. You are being disrobed of everything. Everything that was never truly yours. So, that what is eternal is you. I can finally rise. And in that stillness, if you're listening with more than just your ears, if you're sensing this message in your chest, your ribs, your back, or your throat, then yes, it's for you. I know you've tried to hold it together, to stay strong for everyone else. But what if you didn't have to anymore? What if falling apart is how you finally come home to yourself? You can let go now. You can soften. You don't have to carry it all alone. Even if you don't say a word, I'll feel you. You know, have you ever seen that movie, what's it called, The Matrix? There's that moment where Neo wakes up outside the simulation for the first time. The tubes are gone, the illusions are gone, and he's cold, confused, shaking, completely unplugged, and completely alone. That moment, that's the dark night. The disorientation, the silence, the grief of realization. Nothing what you thought was it was. Being distracted by the muddy path. Such is life. Yeah, nothing is what you thought it was. And still, something real is beginning. Good old Marcus Aurelius, he once wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. To release those stories, to stop labeling it as wrong or as proof that you've failed, and instead to listen to what's being born. And there was a time that I didn't know who I was anymore. I had shapeshifted for so long, for so many years, adapting, performing, bending to what others needed. so much that I lost any real sense of me. And when I finally stopped performing, everything fell apart. My work, my confidence, even my connection to my spirituality. Terrifying. But in that collapse, in the silence beneath the noise, the isolation, I met someone new. Not a persona, but the real me. The one that had been buried under all the pretending. Man, that was the beginning of becoming. And if you're hearing this, and your story sounds like mine, you're not behind. You're right on time. And if this message feels strangely personal to you, like something is speaking through the screen, not just to you, but for you, you don't have to carry your awakening alone. Reach out when you're ready. I'll meet you in presence. Not to fix, not to lead, but to walk beside you, soul by soul. And if you're in the dark, if you're in a dark night right now, take a breath with me. Feel your body. Notice where it's clenching. Your jaw, your shoulders, your stomach. Let it soften. Just a little. No need to fix anything. No need to change the feeling. Just breathe with it. You're safe to be here. Even in the mystery, especially in the mystery, you're not falling apart. You're feeling. And that is sacred, you know. The dark night has not come to destroy you. It comes to dissolve what no longer belongs to you. It strips away the false, not to harm you, but to reveal what's eternal. It may feel like falling, but it's actually a passage into the self that no longer needs to be earned, explained, or approved of. And if you can walk it with courage, or even just with breath, you'll emerge with a self that cannot be taken. And let me know in the comments if this is the season you're in. What has fallen away for you? And what are you beginning to hear in the silence? If this spoke to your soul, give it a like and subscribe for more grounded, soulful guidance. I appreciate you. And share this with someone who might need to hear. You're not broken. You're becoming. You know, the most powerful shift begins in the quiet. And I promise, you're not walking it alone. In that stillness, something new is already arising. And it has your name on it. And to the one who is listening right now, who feels this deeper than the words, yes, I see you. You wonder if this message is for you? It is. And you may not know how to say it yet, or whether you're allowed to feel it, but something in you is stirring. It's not confusion, it's recognition. And if you're feeling drawn, not by force, but by something quiet and true, know this: I am here. Not with answers, but with presence. Not to fix, but to witness. Whenever you're ready, the space between us is already open. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, if your heart is feeling tender, or a little wide open even, here's a simple invitation. Drop a heart in the comments. Any colour that calls to you. No explanation needed. I'll meet you there in presence, in energy, and who knows, maybe in a dream, or even beside the water, just like this one over here. Because love, the real kind, finds its way home through the silence, through symbols, through the soul. I love you, and thank you for being here, people. In my world, we are together, holding hands, enjoying this life. Take care.